Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and I was just kind of adding the finishing touches to the sculpture here, but what I'd like to work on tonight is something that's sort of good for the holidays. I want to show you how to do a Santa Claus, and we will do that from start to finish. And, you know, it's a very simple version to do. And, you know, I'll show you how to do that, paint that, and put it all together, make his beard, the eyes, and it's a very simple version to do. There are various types of clay that we can use. There is an oil-based clay such as this, which it never hardens, so you can use it again and again, and it usually comes in multiple colors. As you can see here, like they have the picture of the little lion here with the grass and stuff, so I think they give you about 4 or 5 different colors. They probably give you like yellow, red, blue, and such. Another type of clay that you can use is an air hardening clay such as this. It will harden in a couple of hours or overnight, and you can make it, and then once it hardens, you can paint it, which that's an advantage over the other type of clay that I just mentioned. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, and what I like about this clay is you can fire it in the oven at 275 degrees for 15 or 20 minutes, and it becomes hard, and then you can paint it, sand it, drill it. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but it captures a tremendous amount of detail, and that's what I love about this clay. The types or size of clay balls that we'll be using tonight, I will show you. We're going to be using, I don't have every one here, but I have most of them. I will show you we're going to start here. This is going to be the little hat that's on top of his head. I kind of pieced these all together. These ones here, you can almost see the face almost made in a sense. See the 2 little balls of clay that are on there? Those are going to be the eyes. This is going to be the nose. And I'm going to have another ball of clay about this size to make his beard. The next piece of clay that I'll show you is for the body. We're going to use this size ball of clay for the body. You're going to have 2 smaller balls of clay that are on the side, and we're going to use those for the arms. And then attached to those arms are going to be the hands, or we're going to make Santa look like he has mittens on. And then the 2 smaller balls of clay down here, those are going to be used to make the black boots. So the first thing that I'll show you how to do is we're going to make the body. But why don't I show you the Santa Claus again so you can kind of understand the shape that we're going to make. This is the body right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make from here up to here. And I'll show you. We want to make, it's almost like a pear shape. And that's the shape that we'll be going for. And then the next one that we will attach to that is going to be the head here also. So what I will do is I'll show you how to make the body, and then I'll show you how to make the head and attach the 2 of those. I'll put this here, that way he doesn't get broken. I will show you now. We're going to take this ball of clay here, and we're just going to kind of work it and almost make like that pear shape. So you just kind of work it like this. And just go like that. You know, it'll make a nice shape. Just kind of work it like that. And we're just going to spin it around. Just work it between your fingers like that. And the shape that you want, we almost got the shape we want. It's this shape here. And that's what we will use for the body right now. We will proceed to make the head. And I'll take that here. And I'm going to take off the nose and the eyes, and I'm going to put those down here, because we'll put those on in a few minutes. We're going to take the head here, and we're going to combine these 2 like this. So what I will do is I will work the clay together a little bit like this. See how we're kind of working it down? So what you want to kind of do is take your thumb and knead some of that clay together like that. Just kind of take and work that clay down like that. See how I'm taking my thumb, push the clay down. You want them to become attached. You want to make that nice and good and solid. That way the head doesn't come off. Just work it like that. And I'm just gonna take a quick look at from the side. to kind of see that we're on track. Looks pretty good so far. The next step that we're going to take is we're going to do the boots. So we're going to take these balls of clay here, and I'll show you, we're going to make the boot shape. So we're going to take these and kind of go like this. We're going to make, everybody knows what boots look like. So what I usually do is I like to pull this piece out here. See how I'm kind of pulling this out with my fingers and making the boot? You kind of pull it like that. And just go like that. And one of the things we'll do also is once we think we have the shape, I just want to kind of take this and then kind of tap it on the table ever so slightly like this to kind of create that, the bottom of the foot. Kind of tap it like that. You see right here how I made that nice and flat? We want to do that. What I want to do is just kind of work this a little bit, go around, make that into the boot shape. We'll be pulling those out of the closets in a few weeks, you know, when the snow is coming in January, and you know, so if you look at this, this is the shape that you want right there. And we're going to do the same for the other side. We're going to take and make that boot shape. So I'm going to take and work that on my fingers again. Just going to work it around. And then we're going to take the end here, and we're going to kind of pull that out with the thumb and the finger. Just kind of pull that out like that. I just want to let you see that like that. See how it's starting to come up? You just kind of pull that up like that, a little bit of the clay. So what we're going to do now is just rotate it like that. And then we're going to take and do the exact same thing. We're going to tap this on the table like we did the other one. So we're going to take and just kind of tap that on the table, flatten it out. You can see how that's flat now. So I want to kind of look at these two now, make sure they're approximately the same size. You see these two boots side by side? They're approximately the same size, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to attach those to the body now. We're going to take our Santa, and we're going to take and just start to work these boots into the bottom like this. So you kind of press them in like that. And then you just kind of take the clay and see, you know how we did the head? You're going to kind of work that in like that. So you take and just use your fingers, kind of pinch it in like that. And you're going to do it all the way around, even underneath here. Just kind of take and push that up against the body so it's a nice, good, solid fit. And we're going to proceed to do that for the other side. So we're going to take this here, and we're going to attach that to the bottom here. And I'll show you, see how we'll take the finger and work that clay in like that. Just take and work that in. Just want to kind of just take that like that. And you try to go all around. For that area that's in between the legs that's hard to get to, well, we can take the toothpick, and I'll show you. We'll kind of separate, I'll try to separate the legs a little bit. And we're going to just take and kind of go like that and kind of work that like that. See how I'm kind of doing that in the center? You want to work that and kind of work that side of it with the toothpick. But on the bottom, what I would do is just keep working this. And then what we're going to do, now that those seem to be attached, we're going to take and see if we can stand them upright. And do that. What we might do tonight too is I might create another base for that just in case. The next step in the process is we want to take and make, I think we'll do the arms. There's this size ball of clay here. What you want to do is we can even roll that on the table. So I'll show you. We'll proceed to push this down like this, and we can roll it like this. I'll try to take and just roll it so you can kind of create that shape of the arm. You want to kind of just roll it like that, and you can kind of see that it's being extended. So now what I want to show you is just kind of take your fingers and extend it like this. Just pull it out a little bit like that. Just kind of work it like that. Just kind of, it almost looks like a little log, but one side's going to be a little narrower than the other. I'll show you. We kind of want to make that a little bow in the clay like that. because it's almost going to look like he's waving. So we're going to just take that and just kind of work it between your fingers. So this is the shape that we're looking for. So I'll turn that around from that side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this and attach this to the body. So we're going to take this here. See how that is? And you're going to take and attach that. So we're going to just work that, and see I'm taking my fingers and pinching it up against the body. We're going to do that all the way around. You can do that to the other side too. Just kind of work that like that. And I'm going to try to work that up there a little bit too. It's up there to make sure it's attached. Now what we proceed to do is, I think we will do the other side. So I'll take and we're going to roll this arm on the table like this. Like this. We'll proceed to do that. Just kind of roll it. Because that kind of helps you get it to extend it. So we're going to just take, and one side is going to be thinner than the other. So we're going to take this side here, as you can see here. Just kind of pull it out as you go around and kind of pull it out like this. Just kind of just work it like that in your fingers. So you're pushing from both sides, so it's making it longer. So what I will do now is I will show you, this is what the arm looks like from the side. That's what it looks like from the other side. And I will show you, we will take now, we will attach this to the Santa. I'm going to just look to see if it's approximately the same size as the other one, which it appears to be in terms of proportions. So we're going to take this one now, and we're going to take this hand here, or arm, and I'm going to attach it like this. And just kind of work that clay in like that. You're going to take, see, I'm just kind of pinching it up against the body again. You're just going to kind of pinch that up against the body like this. Like that. And then for under the arm, if you look from this side, I'm going to take and just kind of work that a little bit with the toothpick, because you want to kind of bring that up against the body like that. Just taking and just working in like that. That way it's nice and solid. I'm just going to touch up a few things here in this one. Make sure it's all right. Okay, we got that. So now the next thing that we want to do is, I think we will proceed to work on I'll show you on the other Santa. We will do the eyes and the nose, which is up here. There's two button-like eyes. We're going to do a button-like nose. Then I'll show you how to make the beard, and then I'll show you how to make the handlebar mustache here. We'll proceed to do that next. So what we will do is we will take these two little balls of clay here. I'll show you the size. I'll show them my hand. Let's see. You can see those little balls? We're going to take and just flatten those into like pancake type shapes. So we made our little balls. So you take and squeeze just ever so slightly like this in your fingers like this. And we're going to do the same for the other one. And I'm going to show you how you're just going to squeeze like this. You just squeeze them. So this is what the eye will look like from the front, and that's what it will look like from the side. What we proceed to do is we're going to put that on the face now. So I'm going to show you how we're just going to try to place that on the face right about here. And then we're going to proceed to do the same on the other side. I'll show you. We're going to place the other eye like this, a button-like eye like that on this side. And then we have the nose, which is here. And that's very round. And we're just going to kind of do this kind of same thing, flatten that out a little bit, like that. And we're going to take and we're going to place that on the face, right about here. Just kind of work that in like that. So the next thing that we're going to work on is we're going to work on the beard. So what we're going to do is I'll show you how to make the beard. We're going to almost make a triangular shape. So what you're going to want to do is take this ball of clay here, and we're going to flatten it out. What I would do is I'll show you, you just kind of take it and flatten it out between your fingers like this. See how I'm kind of pulling it and flattening it like this? You just kind of do that. You just kind of work that like that. You take that, just keep working it, flattening it out. I'm going to just keep working it. And we'll just do that. You can see. And I'll show you. Flatten that really nicely. And then what we're going to do too is for the beard here, we're going to take and we're going to kind of flatten that out on the top too. So I'll show you, we're going to kind of take and make this shape here like this. And we'll try to make that a little wider. See the shape that I'm making right here? I'm going to just do that. So now you have the shape of the beard. That's what it looks like from the front. That's what it looks like from the side. And what we're going to do now is we're going to place this onto our Santa Claus. So we're going to take this and we're going to place his beard right about here. And I'm just going to place that temporarily because we're going to try to do the handlebar mustache too. And I'll show you how to do that. So see how that's placed? It's just temporary. And we'll work it a little more once we know that it's in the right spot. I will proceed to take some clay off this piece here. What I'm going to do is take this piece of clay off here. We're going to roll that in between my finger and my thumb. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you, I'll bring the other Santa Claus to show you exactly what we're going to do. This right here, see how we got the handlebar mustache right here? That's what we're looking to do on both sides. So what we're going to proceed to do is we'll make that handlebar mustache. That's what we're going to take this ball of clay, and we're going to make one side, and then we'll make the other, and then we'll place that onto the Santa Claus. So I'll proceed to put this back over here. And I'll show you, we're just going to work this in between our fingers, like this. Think of like almost an ice cream cone. Well, you start off, you want to kind of make that shape. And then you kind of just keep working it like that. You just almost think of the ice cream cone, but you're going to give it a little slant. So what you see here is what the handlebar mustache will look like. We're also going to get another piece of clay, approximately the same size off of here, to do the exact same thing. So if I put these side by side, they're approximately the same size. So what we proceed to do is we're going to put these on our Santa Claus. So I will show you. We will take our Santa Claus now, which is right here. And I'm going to show you how to put the handlebar mustache on here. You just kind of work that in. Push it. And then, just kind of push it. But we're also going to take and we're going to put the other side on also, which is right here. And I will show you how we're going to put that side on too. Just kind of work that in. Like that. It's kind of cool when you put it all together. So just kind of push that in. Looks like the beard is roughly where we want it. One of the things I'd like to do now is take our toothpick. And we're going to take and we're going to rough up the beard a little bit. So just kind of make some little lines on it like this. See how I'm making the little lines? I'll show you. We'll get a better, I'll try to do a little more detail on it, then we can get a close-up. And you want to do that to both sides. But then when you're doing this one, you also kind of want to keep your thumb behind it sometimes because that way it'll keep it nice and firm when you're working on it. So just kind of rough that up like that. And then we're going to proceed to go down and do the same thing to the beard. So you kind of just take and make these lines. I'm going to rough it up to make it look like whiskers. You just kind of just take, see the effect that we have? It's really cool the way you just kind of pull this along and it's creating that nice effect of the Santa's whiskers. Just kind of just short little strokes, and just kind of pull that along the clay like that. And we're going to create Santa's whiskers. I'll show you. Now if we want, we can get a close-up on that. See the detail? And then you can see the roughing up on the handlebar mustache. Pretty cool effect by using that toothpick like that. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to take and make Santa's cap or hat. So I'm going to take this ball of clay here and we're going to put it on top of his head. So one of the things that we will do is I will show you, we almost want to make a sharp, almost like a triangle, and go like this. I'll show you the shape that we want. And another thing that I want to do too is kind of take my thumb and push it in so we can almost create the top of the hat, so we'll go around the head. I'll show you, this is going to be really cool doing it this way. I'll show you, kind of push in like this. See what I'm doing here? You're going to just kind of work that, make it a little wider, kind of pinch it, and it's kind of pull like that. You see that? And then we're going to do, once we kind of get what we want there, we're going to take this now and we're going to make this still a little bit longer. Like this. And now you can almost make it so it's going to, you make it longer, then kind of curve it like this. Because we're gonna put a little, almost like a little pom-pom or a white ball, and we're going to attach it to this. So what we're going to proceed to do now is we're going to take this hat and we're going to attach it to the top of the head like this. See how we kind of press that down into Santa's head? And we do that. So the next thing that we will want to do is we want to take another little piece of clay off of here, and we're going to make a little ball. I'll show you. I want to make sure I have approximately the right size. We have this, you pull a little piece of clay. So you want to round it out. Just kind of take this and go in between your hands like this. And you can round it out. And then what you can do is you can kind of finish it with your fingers like this. Say you have a nice round ball here now. It's kind of rolling around, but now we're going to take and attach that to Santa's cap. So we're going to take this ball and we're going to attach it right here. So what you do is I would take the little piece of clay, this here, and kind of push it down into the little ball. We can take this and we can push that like that. We can kind of you can just work it together with your fingers like that. So you got that little pom-pom type ball. And that's what we've done so far. So the next thing that you want to do is, I think we will proceed to make his hands. So we have two little balls of clay here, right here. And I'll show you how to make the little gloves or hands. We'll proceed to look at our original model here. And you can see right here the hands. You can see them here, and you can see them there. They're green. So you'll make it look like a mitten, and you'll have the thumb in the mitten part of for the hand. So proceed. I will show you how to make the hand. So what we want to do is kind of take this ball of clay here and kind of flatten it out on the top part. Kind of flatten it out like that. And then what we would want to do is we're also going to take, and I'll try to show you from here, we're almost going to want to pull out another piece of clay, kind of take this, tweak this between your fingers, and kind of pull out the thumb. And I'll show you what that looks like. So we got that. See the thumb now, how you can see the little thumb right here? You want to flatten out the hand like that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take our Santa Claus now, which is right here, and we're going to attach that hand up here, or it almost looks like a mitten. So you take and just kind of push it together like that, and work that clay in. And now it almost looks like Santa's waving at you right now. We proceed to do the same for the bottom half, or the second hand. I'll put him down, and we will take, and I will show you how to make this hand. Flatten it out in the top part, like this. See how I'm kind of pinching that to make it flat? And then we're going to also take, and we want to create that thumb. So we're going to pull that out again. So what I did is, see how I'm kind of pinching the clay, like this, to pull out that thumb area. Just like that. We'll flatten it out nicely. And you can see you have the thumb. That's what it looks like from the side. That's what it looks like from the back. What we're going to do is we're going to proceed to attach this now to the hand, or the low part here. So what we're going to do, let me see if I can get the better angle on this so you can get a really good view. We're going to take this hand, and you can attach it like this. Just kind of push this together. Work this together like that. You can see, as you can see here, you got the hand. See how I put those together? And then you got the other hand that's up above here. It's pretty cool the way you can just pull those things out and do them. The next thing that I want to do is we're going to take and make the trim. And what I'm referring to the trim as on our Santa, he has several areas that we have trim. We got the trim here, see around his wrist. You have the trim up here. You have the trim around his cap. And then you have the trim around where his waist is. So we're going to take some clay, and I'll show you how to make that trim. We will take some of this clay now. I'm going to take it off of here, and I think we'll do the waist first. So what we'll proceed to do, I think the easiest way we're going to make the trim is we're going to take this clay. See, I'm working at my hands. I'm pulling it out. I think the easiest thing for us to do, the quickest way, is to put it on the table and just roll it like this. See this? You roll it. We're going to just roll it like so. That will enable us to make it longer. Now that we've started to do that, we can pick it up, and we can take and almost pinch it between our fingers like this and almost pull it. And you just pinch it between your fingers, and then you can pull it out. See, I'm just kind of pinching this with my fingers, and you pull out, and you can make it longer that way. And then what we'll do in a minute, we're going to see that we put it around his middle, and then it's long enough. So we're going to just keep kind of pinching this between your fingers, like this, like that. Keep pinching it. And I think we're at a point where we can almost put that around his waist. So just kind of keep pinching it. Because some of this clay we might not need. But just keep pinching it between your fingers like this. See how I'm just kind of pinching it and pulling it, pinching and pulling. So what you have here, see that? So now we can proceed to put that around his waist. I'll pick our Santa up right now. Right here. And we will take and we'll start to put that on his body like this. And we try to wrap it around. And so we're going to go like this. See, I'm wrapping it around like this. And we're going to push it into the Santa too. So you just kind of wrap it around like this. We're going to go all the way around the Santa. And as you can see here, when I'm getting towards the end, we have too much. So I'm going to just take your finger and your thumb and pinch this and pull it apart. And then you take your fingers and just kind of work that together, squeeze that together like that. And what I would do too, to make that nice, is kind of squeeze that into the Santa Claus. Now we're going to take our fingers, see I'm kind of pushing that in. You want that to stay attached to Santa. So we'll do that. And then the next type of trim that we want to create is we're going to do the top of the hat, which is right here. And I'll put him down, and we will take and we'll proceed to make the top part of the trim. So take and pinch this between your fingers like this, and we will proceed to make the top part. See, I'm just pinching that between my fingers. You pinch, pinch and pull, pinch and pull. And it makes it longer. And it's a good way to really get the feel for the clay too when you're doing this. Pinch and pull. So you do that, just do the pinch and pull. And we're going to see if that's going to go wrap around his head in a minute. I think it's almost approximately the right size, but we'll see. So I will take our Santa right now, and we'll proceed to put this on the top of his head. So right here, see how we're putting this on the Santa up top here. Kind of just push that in, and we're going to go all the way around like this. See, I'm kind of pushing that in, and it's almost the right size. Almost. If you go all the way around, there's a little gap right here. So what we'll proceed to do is I'm going to take another little piece of clay off the clay that's here, and we're going to take and I roll this between my fingers to about approximately the same size as the piece back here, and just take and we're going to place that in. So we just take and work that in like that. Just kind of push it. You just kind of work it together so it doesn't look like it's two separate pieces of clay anymore. Just kind of work and push it in like that. You know, you can smooth it out a little more, but you have the idea. So this is what he'll look like from the front. Now, there's one more set of trim that we have to put. We just have to put it around the hands. So I'll show you how to do that, and then our Santa Claus will basically be almost complete. I'm going to take and roll this piece of clay here. Or we could even pull it. It might be quicker for me to pull it. See how the push and pull? See how we kind of push and pull? Push and pull. So we'll just kind of take and work that clay like that. Just the push and the pull. Just kind of take and do that. Push and pull. Like that. And we will take, because I think this is approximately the right size, so we can do both of them. I'm going to break this in half, like this, pull it apart. And we're going to take, and I'm going to pick up our Santa again, right here, and I'm going to proceed to place this right here. I'll try to get my hand out of the way so you can get a better view. See, and then you kind of just pull it around like this, and you can attach it. So see this is the other side. See how I pulled that around? And just kind of squeeze that together like that. Squeeze it around the wrist. We will proceed to do that to the other side. And I'll show you how to do that. We're going to take, and I'm going to wrap that around. So we take this piece of clay here. I'm going to wrap this around. I'm going to look. I'm going to take, and it might be too big. So I see now that as I wrap it around, it's going to be too big. So we'll just take it and I'll pinch it off once I have this attached here. So you just take and pinch it off. And you see how we can just smooth this over like this. Just kind of work this in. You know, you can smooth it over a little better. And I give you the idea. And the next thing that I like to do after we've done this is we can take our toothpick again. In this area here, you want to take and just kind of rough this up on the trim. Go around like this, all the way around on the trim. So you do it in the hands, the belly, just kind of rough that up like that. And then we proceed to do the trim above the head here. And do the same thing, go all the way around. But I'm just going to give you the idea so you know. And then if you want to, you can do the same thing for his little pom-pom ball and his cap. You can kind of take and rough that up too, like that. Rough that up. And then you'll also want to do the place where around the hands. We're going to rough that up too. You'll make that all nice and rough. So that, we'll see if we can get our Santa Claus to stand up. You see. You see if he wants to stand. We do have the Santa Claus standing now. If you want, you can always take a little piece of clay. I can show you something else to do. If you want to make sure he does stand up and he doesn't fall over, we can take another piece of clay and we can just take it like this, a round piece of clay, push it down on the table like this, like that, and you can make a base. This way you know he definitely won't fall over. So you're pushing down like this, and then you can take our Santa Claus, and you can work him into the base like this and push down on him. Like that. You push down, and if you want to make sure that he's firmly attached, take the toothpick and kind of work it in like that. Kind of work. See how I'm just kind of working around? You're going to go all the way around and do that, like that. And that will give you a nice firm base. And we will take, he's stuck now, but I'll pick him up off the table. So you can just add the base like that, or, you know, in my version, I think I'll just leave it not attached, and I'll just leave him like this, because I think I might be able to get him to stand up. And that's how you would make the Santa Claus. What I want to do now is show you how to paint it. So I'm going to show you how to do that from start to finish. And we do have our little Santa Claus here. And I will show you how to paint him right here. Now that we have everything done. I'll show you the types of paints that we're going to use. We have acrylic paints. There's about 18 in this package. They can be bought in the art store. They're very good. They're, you know, you can clean them up with water, and they usually don't stain anything, so it's usually pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the colors that we're going to use. We'll proceed to take these out. We are going to use white. We are going to use white for the trim and the beard, red for the Santa suit. I think we will try, I had used black for the eyes last night when I was painting them, but I want to use blue. So it'll probably be a nicer color to use for his eyes. I also want to use, it's almost like a flesh colored paint, now we use it for the face. And let's see, we want to use green for like the mittens. And then we want to use black for the boots. And so we have about 6 different colors that we'll be using. I'll proceed to put these aside because we don't need them. And I'll show you the types of brushes that we'll be using. For the body, for the red suit, I think we'll use this size brush here. It's a nice wide little brush. Just gonna make sure it's in good shape. We'll use that to paint the body. When we paint the beard, we'll use a smaller brush. I think for the white beard and the trim, we'll use this size brush. It'll be much easier to use for that size. For the eyes, we'll use this small brush here. It's got a very small tip. And then for the mittens, I think we'll use this size brush here. And then for, let's see, because what I can do too is I can dip these in the water too if I want to use some of the brushes over again. And I think I might use this one for the boots. But I'll proceed to show you how to paint the Santa suit. We'll take the red color. And we'll proceed to do that. I'll show you want to paint. Yep, that's the wrong one. Well, I'll pick up the one that I fired in the oven last night. And I'll show you. We're going to take the red paint and we're going to paint the Santa suit. So we're going to do back and forth, back and forth. We'll paint the back of his head because he'll have the Santa suit on. Our version. So back and forth, back and forth. So you're going to do the back. We're going to do the arms that way, back and forth, like that. And you're going to paint the entire Santa suit that way. You're going to paint the bottom here too, back and forth, back and forth. And then we're going to paint the front in the same manner too, the front part of the suit. Back and forth, like that. And you'll paint the entire Santa suit that color. But I won't paint every inch of the Santa, but I'll just to give you the idea. We'll proceed. I'll put that in my little cup of water here. That way we can clean out the brush a little bit. And I will proceed to show you how to do the white beard next. The white beard, we'll use one of these brushes. We'll take the white. And I'll show you how to do the nice white beard and the trim. For the trim now, as you see here, just go back and forth. Back and forth like this. You want to paint the white trim. You're going to do that all around the Santa Claus that way. The other white trim that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do, see the hand, the right above the hand here? Just kind of paint that back and forth, back and forth. Do that white. And then we're going to do the white on the upper hand here, as you can see here. Back and forth, back and forth. We'll do that. And then I'll proceed to show you how to do the beard. You're going to do back and forth, back and forth. See that? You can see the nice texture that we had made with the beard. You just keep going back and forth like that, back and forth. But it really starts to show the really nice detail in the beard. Just go back and forth on that. And then we'll proceed to want to do the handlebar mustache. So you go back and forth, back and forth like that. And we'll proceed to do the other side the same way, back and forth, back and forth. And then you'll proceed to do the trim up here too. See, I'm getting up there on the trim above his head. And then I'll show you also, we want to do the pom-pom ball, this right here, the same way. So that's how you proceed to paint the white. Now for I'll show you how to paint the mittens. And we will use green. So we're going to use the green paint. Dip it in there. And we're going to take now, and you see this hand here? We're going to paint that green. So back and forth, like this. We'll proceed to do the other side too. Back and forth, back and forth. And then we'll proceed to do the lower hand too, which is down here. And I will do back and forth, because you want to make them look like mittens. And I'll flip them around, and we'll do the same back and forth, as you can see here, back and forth. The next thing we'll proceed to paint is, I think we will try to do the face. Santa fell over here. That's all right. I'll just lay him down there. I think the next thing that I would like to do is maybe do the, maybe I'll do the face. I think that might be a little easier. I'll take this. I want to use this brush again. I like this size right here. So we'll take and dip that in the water like that. And I'll show you, we'll use the flesh colored paint for that one, which is this color here. And I'll take that, and we're going to paint the face this flesh color, which is right here. So around the eyes, right here, we're going to take and we're going to paint that flesh color. We'll paint the nose, this flesh color. So do back and forth, back and forth. Just kind of paint in there. And I'm going to paint the face area, this color, the fleshy color. Just like that, back and forth. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Back and forth, back and forth. Make sure you get the nose there. See, it's having a very nice effect. Then I think we will paint the eyes next. And then we'll take the blue color and we'll do the eyes. And we'll proceed to do the eyes in the blue color. I'll pick up the Santa here. And we'll proceed to do the eyes blue right here. Just kind of go back and forth. And then we'll do back and forth. See, I think it has a nice effect. Kind of paint it like that. Just like that. The next thing we want to do is we're going to probably do the boots. So I will take and I'll put this in here. And we're going to get the black paint. And we're going to do the boots. Don't worry if you spill a little paint here and there. That's all part of the fun. You know, it makes things might get a little messy, but you can always clean up afterward. So the next thing we'll proceed to do is I'll show you, we will do the boots, which is down here. So you want to paint all around, just go back and forth, back and forth. So you go back and forth like that. And we'll proceed to paint all around, back and forth. I'll show you how to do the other one. See, I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you fill in that color really nicely. And now everything's starting to, you know, really start to look good. You know, it's really starting to look like the boots. So you just kind of paint all around, back and forth. I'll show you. Let's go back and forth. Do that. I'm not going to paint the entire Santa, but I will show you what the final product should look like. I'll proceed to push this one aside and I'll pick up the final version and I'll show you how that should look. I do have a little paint in my hands. I'm just going to have a little paper towel here. I'm just going to wipe off my hands a little bit. And I will show you the final version of the Santa. The final version of the Santa here, I'll show you the reds. You should make the cap red, the Santa suit red. Down here you want to make that red, and I'll flip it over and show you the parts that should be red there also. The back of the Santa cap, see the back of the head, this whole area here, the arms, all that will be red. This area down here will be red. The black boots, which are down here on the bottom of the Santa, just paint those all black like that, and you can see all the way around. And then the next thing, another thing you want to make sure you do all the white trim, like along here, as you saw here. See the beautiful detail in the beard there? See how much the texture by using the toothpick, and even like the handlebar mustaches. A lot of detail there, and it creates a phenomenal effect. Then you have the flesh-colored tones in the face. In this version, I use the black eyes, but you can use blue, whatever color you like to use for eyes. And then, as you can see here, we have the green mittens down here, and then we have the other mitten up above here. And so that's the way your Santa should look when you're completed. It's a really fun project. It's nice around the holidays. I want to thank you tonight for coming to Creations in Clay, and I look forward to seeing you again next week, and I will get back to my sculpture here. Thank you. Hi kids, how would you like to win some professional modeling clay like the one that I use in the show? Please send pictures of your creations in clay and we will enter them into a drawing. You can send by mail or email, and I can't wait to see what you've been up to.